What's up, guys? So welcome back to another Sonic Frontiers video, and guess what? We've actually got our first new gameplay screenshot with Sonic in it. It's been a while. At least it's felt like it anyways. I mean, I guess technically it was only like a month and a bit ago since we got the trailer for Frontiers, but we actually have another screenshot, and it's kind of a weird way we've gotten it. So it seems to have came from Sega's Japanese Instagram account. They posted all the listed languages that are going to be available for Sonic Frontiers, both dubbed and subbed. And at the bottom of the image is where we see a kind of obscured image of Sonic Frontiers, and Sonic is in it. It's quite small, so we don't really get that much details, but it does indeed show the same Sonic model as it did in the trailer, which is pretty telling to me. That means this is most likely the final model of the game, which is incredibly disappointing. I don't know why they've done it. Hopefully it'll look better in action, maybe it will, but having the stance looks more rigid. In the trailer, Sonic barely moved. We probably just saw like the wrong animation cycle. Didn't stand long enough to actually like play an animation for Sonic, hopefully, because hopefully there's actually animations in this game for Sonic. You know, one of the things that sold the character in his very first game. But the thing that makes it so disappointing, really, is that having like shorter quills in that leaves less room for more dynamic animations. You know, the longer quills made more sense. It would match with the CG. It made Sonic feel a bit more realistic, and it's just overall really disappointing that they've gone this route of the Forces model again. And it is the Forces model. There are side-by-side comparisons. The proportions are the same. Obviously, the idle animation is exactly the same. This is the Forces model, but I guess it might have some new materials? I don't know. By the way, it's really disappointing, because to me, this kind of shows that they didn't spend that much time on designing Sonic. I feel like one of the first things you would do when going over an open world game is, how is Sonic himself gonna look in contrast to the world? So you'd think they would design Sonic, maybe give him this updated new design so that he fits better in this more realistic environment. I'm thinking fur textures like the Sonic movie. But instead what they've done, or what we've seen so far, is that it is just the Forces model again. And that kind of scares me. That kind of feels like a design mistake to me. Again, we'll have to wait until we got gameplay, so I can't fully judge it, but just from a glance and from my initial impressions, it just seems like maybe they haven't put a lot of focus on designing Sonic, and they're just putting focus on the world. And to me, that makes no sense, because it kind of feels like they are designing the world first, and then Sonic is just in it. You know, they're doing that weird juxtaposition. I mean, people are going to bring up the fact that Odyssey kind of did it, but even then, Mario still had more realistic textures in that game, and that was only for like the Metro Kingdom, where it was like super contrasted. It was also the point, you know? But again, it was only for one kingdom, and like I said before, Mario did have an updated design. Sonic doesn't. Sonic looks the same as Sonic Forces, you know? And it looks really jarring and off-putting. I really, really, really wanted a new design. I really want them to go back to Sonic being more flexible with like his quills and like his legs. I don't know, just more dynamic stuff, you know? And I know this is just a screenshot, but I've been meaning to bring up this discussion anyways. It's the perfect time to do it, you know? So, looking from the world design, I really, really hope they haven't just designed a world, hope for it to look impressive to people, and then just plonked Sonic in there, you know? And also, I've been trying to identify where this screenshot, like where the location is from, because I think it's definitely from the first island, and it's either the very opening section, or it is the section where Sonic was standing just from a different angle. Yeah, I think he's looking onto the main island with the tower where Sonic was initially standing in the announcement trailer for the game. But they've done a good job trying to hide anything, but this could be a good sign that we're going to be getting gameplay sooner rather than later. I mean, it's highly likely that we're going to be getting gameplay at South by Southwest 2022. If not, I'll be quite shocked. Maybe they'll do it earlier. I don't know. Maybe it'll be in Nintendo Direct. I don't know either, though it's going to be pretty disappointing news when they announce it's going to be a cloud version, because I'm pretty confident it's going to be a cloud version of the game rather than a native port. I've been looking at a lot of Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, which looks very similar to Sonic Frontiers, and I believe that was a cloud version on the Switch, because I was looking at it, I was like, how in the name of God are they possibly getting this on the Switch? It was a cloud version. So it's very likely that it's either going to be a cloud version of the game, or it's going to be a totally original version of the game, like how they used to do it with these different console versions of the game. So Sonic Lost World, for example, had a 3DS specific version of the game, and it was pretty nice. Nice to have two separate versions, not the game itself. The game is kind of poopy. It's not the best. I mean, it's not the worst, you know. I think it's a bit overhated, but yeah, it's not the greatest. So I'm actually hoping that we get an original version of the game for the Switch, because obviously just more games for us, and it defeats the whole point of the Switch. If you have to connect to the internet to play the game, it's not really take it anywhere material anymore. It's you're trapped at home, you need a very strong internet connection, and then you can play the game. That's not very good. So yeah, there's nothing much more to add to this. It's a screenshot of Sonic standing, you know. Literally the Sonic standing. I was actually one of the people who actually was possibly buying into the fact that the Sonic model was a placeholder, because what it seemed like they wanted to do in the trailer were like, oh shit, we've got all the environments, but quick, we need a shot of Sonic so we can put them in all the publications, boom. And then they just slapped in the Sonic model, overlooking their environment, so that all these different gaming publications could use it as a screenshot, so that people would see it and be like, wow, it's Sonic and Breath of the Wild, whoa. But this extra screenshot is now showing the same model again, and there will be no reason to show a really old build of the game for a random screenshot showing languages, you know, like, it's a still image. Like, there will be no need to show a really old version of the game, because what I would assume is the main reason they used old footage is because it's more optimized, because they are currently implementing new things into the new build of the game, and it's not fully optimized to be ready to show yet, but a still screenshot is a still screenshot. Like, you don't need to do that, you just take an image, you know? And the newest build will most likely be the best one because they're implementing all the new things. So to me, it makes no sense as to why they would use the old model unless it is indeed the final model they're using for the game, which is incredibly disappointing because I just don't think it was good. You know, people are going to mod in the Unleashed model and it's going to look 10 times better. Like day one, people are going to mod in the Unleashed model and it's going to look leagues better than what they have here. Unless the animation work is just out of this world amazing. But with a model like this, I just refuse to believe that. But I'm going to wait until I see gameplay, of course. Again, every time I have any sort of like criticism to say, I'm always hoping that I'm incorrect. I'm really always hoping that I'm incorrect. So, yeah. That's everything I've got to add, really. I can't believe I managed to like talk this much about a single screenshot. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think it is a placeholder model? Or do you think it is the final model they're using for the game? I am now 90% sure it's the final model. Otherwise, why even use it for this random screenshot? Anyways, with all that said, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, my dudes.